What we got this time?
Alex will be happy that I'm using their story.
Oh.
Fennec feels ignored again. I don't remember which one you sent me, Fennec. But Alex actually said in the email being like, hopefully this will end my streak of not being used. And it did. Although I went to Politico instead of... I think they sent me the link on the Hill. But
I mean, I'm perfectly fine saying it from the Hill, but I would say this.
But
so long as nobody sends me another fucking one from WAPO, where I'm just like, oh, cool, I would love to read this. I'm not spending any fucking money on it, or the New York Times. Just please stop sending me things from WAPO and the New York Times. Anybody, ever. I beg of you.
If it's a gift article at the New York Times, maybe. Oh, Jess is in the chat whining that I didn't use their story, but they didn't actually send me anything this week. So it's like, I don't remember seeing anything from Jassa, but maybe I missed it. Okay. Anyway, so in a poll, Trump's MAGA voters would stick by a candidate through the most serious of scandals.
Okay, so why?
I don't know.
Why are you okay with
it's a cult? Because it's a fucking cult. That's why.
It is.
It says Americans are largely tolerant of scandals among politicians, which is fucking weird to me.
It's because we see them as celebrities.
Well, I fucking remember the Bill Clinton thing. I was in school for that. I was in a Christian school for that. I remember everybody was like, oh, if he can't be honest and upstanding in his personal life, it's going to feed into his public life. So he's going to be a bad president because he can't run he doesn't have his own house in order, so he's not going to be able to run someone else's house.
Man, Richard Nixon was a thing, but that Watergate was small potatoes compared to what Trump has been doing.
Uh-huh. We covered that. That was a tweet. I forget who sent it, but someone was like, we could do a Watergate every week.
Yep. It's true.
You do. So this Politico poll finds President Donald Trump's MAGA supporters are the most loyal of any group of voters, with majorities saying they would stick by GOP candidates confronted with an array of scandals. We'll actually get into the actual things, but like not a single hypothetical scandal had ended up with more than half of them saying they would stop voting for that candidate. Not a single one.
No, because it's their guy. It's their dude.
So here we go. So a majority of MAGA voters would still vote for the Republican candidate through a scandal. Here were the scandals. So 82% would still vote for them if they used legal tax loopholes. All right, fine. I don't really think that's much of a scandal, all things considered.
I mean, I think that's what they're throwing in as this is the thing Trump did, functionally.
That's the thing that everybody in Congress that makes money on the stock market does.
Yeah, they love that shit. They see it as people being good businessmen.
Yeah, no. So, yeah, they're not good business people until they make it to Congress. Then suddenly when they have access to a bunch of insider information, they become a good business person. I wonder how that happened. Anyway, so previously convicted of a DUI, 76% would still vote for them. Again, that's one that probably, like, as long as it was not, like, well on the campaign trail or something, like if it was long enough ago, then fine, sure, I'll give them a chance to change. Accepted gifts from lobbyists. This is where I would start getting like, okay, well, what is the gift? Like, are we talking, like, is this just a euphemism for bribes?
I mean, I think it's the Clarence Thomas style of gift at that point.
Okay, yeah, no, that I would not vote for that person.
Also,
but, 74 or 75% of MAGA voters would.
Axo said, what even was Watergate? So Watergate was what happened. Watergate was the Nixon administration trying to cover up a break-in at the National Committee. The scandal was not the break-in. The scandal was the Nixon administration trying to cover up that afterwards and not letting the American public know anything had happened, if I'm remembering correctly.
I mean, there was some scandal that went on, like, surrounding the break-in and spying on the convention and Nixon's affinity for recording absolutely everything.
Mm-hmm.
Although that ended up being kind of his downfall because everything that he said, no, I didn't do that. And it was like, well,
we had a recording of it.
We have you on recording from that because you recorded that. And I think Nixon was president when Reagan called in and they started being like super duper racist about all the black people from Africa in the Olympics.
I don't remember, though.
Well, I mean, there's a recording of it that I've heard, so I assume it's Nixon because that's kind of his thing.
I mean, Nixon's aide did do the whole we couldn't get you in trouble for being black, but we could police your neighborhoods and call it a war on drugs.
Yeah, well, the thing that I'm thinking, I'm pretty sure it was with reference to the Olympics, and they were like talking about how surprising it is that black people can run that fast because they're used to not even wearing shoes. Ha ha ha! They're a bunch of monkeys. Ha ha ha! And it's disgusting. And Reagan got elected after that.
Yeah, Donald Trump is not. So I'm not the biggest fan of non-competes content all the time, but they did a video recently on American fascism and pointed out that like the thing that a lot of liberals seem to misunderstand is they have this idea that Donald Trump is this like once in a lifetime new problem where like we've had Donald Trumps already. We had Reagan, we had Nixon. Like none of this is new. And in fact, one of the reasons that liberals as an apparatus tend to be so unable to combat fascism is they see these all as like new and unique scenarios instead of seeing this as a pattern of behavior in our political system.
Thank you for the hydrate, Dark Fandango. Yeah. So anyways, the big items here that are, I mean, it's not really shocking given who they voted for. But like if they were accused of domestic violence, 72% of Trump voters would still vote for them.
Of course.
If they were accused of sexual assault, 66% of Trump voters say they would still vote for him.
Of course.
I would actually say that, like, okay, so 2/3 say they would still vote for him if they were accused of sexual assault. The other third are lying because they voted for Donald Trump after he was accused of sexual assault.
That is a perspective, and so, I agree with it.
This is them saying what they would do, but their actions speak louder than words. And exaggerated military service, made anti-Semitic statements, shared classified information with a foreign government, like Trump did. I mean, I guess he didn't technically share it directly. He just put it in a very accessible location that a lot of people from foreign governments would have potentially had access to.
Yeah, oops, I dropped this $100 bill on the table. What would happen if somebody picked it up, ism?
Mm-hmm. I remember, oh my God, there's been so many scandals that you forget about it. Because like he had the classified documents in his fucking bathroom, and then shortly after that, a bunch of American spies just suddenly died.
Yeah.
So it's like, and like information about who they were was in the documents that was in his bathroom. So it's just one of those like, did he share classified information with a foreign government? Sure seems that way.
Like this looks kind of like what we would call that.
And across every hypothetical scandal tested, MAGA Trump voters were more loyal than the rest of the electorate. Because it's a fucking cult.
Yeah. Again, it's because that's their guy, and they're never going to turn on their guy. Why would they turn on their guy? It's their guy.
Yeah. And no, I don't want a guy. I want I want someone who does good shit. If it comes out tomorrow that Mamdani's a rapist, I want him to resign and go to jail.
Same. I would like him gone at that point because he's proven that he should not wield power. If you are a rapist, this is what you do when somebody has less power than you. As your constituent, I have less power than you. You see how this math is mathin'?
Mm-hmm. For the record, I'm not saying that Mamdani is a rapist. I'm saying that that is a hypothetical. If it were to come out that he was, this would be our reaction. Because so far, everything I've seen about the man is delightful.
He jumped in a pool that one time.
Wearing his suit. Did you see the interview where they asked him why he jumped in wearing the suit?
I hadn't seen the interview, actually.
Yeah, so they asked, they're laughing about it. They're like, so what made you decide to jump in wearing the suit? And he's just kind of like, oh yeah, I think I just got confused because I heard it was a swimsuit, so I wore a suit and went swimming.
It's a pun.
It's like, aw. He's just so wholesome. That one Ender guy says, when we learned that Graham Plattner was a rapist, we ousted him immediately. Now in the article, Democrats stood by Graham Plattner in Maine's Senate race throughout a series of scandals.
So when it was a sexual abuse scandal, the first one, it was looked into and was seen to not be as credible as we would like it. And then when the final one came out, that was when most people ended up jumping ships. They're like, oh, yeah, no, that one's credible.
I would like to say, like, I don't know how Graham Plattner ended up in the position he was in. I heard stuff about like that, like he was the one supported by the establishment guys, and like they hired an outside consultant to go in and hand pick someone for them, and he just didn't vet Plattner properly. But like however that happened, and of course I might just be in a bubble because I don't go on social media as much as I used to, and the social media I do go on, it's blue sky. It's a bit of a lefty leaning place.
It's a bit of a bobble.
Yeah, a little bit. But like everything I was seeing about Graham Plattner was people being like, this guy needs to step down. This guy needs to go. Like, yeah, maybe he's changed, but like he can go work on himself on his own time. We're trying to hire someone for a position in government right now, so he can go somewhere else. We don't want him. So like maybe there was a bunch of support for him that I didn't see, but like my experience was that no, they didn't stay behind Graham Plattner in spite of the scandals. It was like, oh my God, I hope this guy is not actually the person we have to vote for.
I know for a lot of people, especially like, you know what the term dirtbag left means, right?
I can guess.
Okay. So I know for a lot of people who are more on the dirtbag left, Plattner was seen as, oh, here's a guy who is vocally espousing a lot of our values, and he's a rough and tumble person. A lot of the people on the dirtbag left are also your rough and tumble, like, we want the proletariat to own the means of production. Also, here's a slur. Like, that's what you get a lot on that side of the left political spectrum, whether that is good or bad.
I want socialism, and I want to say the R slur.
I mean,
those guys?
I can think of a few people where that actually is exactly the position.
I know of at least one YouTuber who made a video about it, and I was just like, oh, that's a bit yikesy, but sure. But, yeah, so anyway, he's a Democrat stood by Graham Plattner in Maine Senate race throughout a series of scandals until abandoning him following a sexual assault allegation, which he denies. The GOP has rallied behind and battled Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton. Republican voters in Arizona also recently selected former Arizona Sheriff Mark Lamb as their nominee in a House race amid allegations of sexual misconduct and abuse of power. So here, the difference here, thank you for resubscribing, Duct Tape Jake. 21 months, that's almost 2 years. Yeah, I know. Been streaming on Twitch for ages now, and I still don't know what I'm doing. New hat. You guys just like distracting me, is all. Ducky time. Yeah, so the thing that you'll notice here is that the Democrats, when there was a new accusation of sexual assault, booted him out, whereas the Republicans see allegations of sexual assault and they're like, that's our guy!
Yep, pretty much. Pretty much.
So yeah, as I already pointed out earlier, none of the hypothetical scandals caused MAGA voters to abandon a GOP candidate, meaning that it was always over 50% of them said they'd still vote for the person. And yeah. Survey also found that principled opposition to scandals shifts when voters face practical realities. Okay, so this is the fun bit that I like. It's one of those, we all know it, but it's nice to see actual data supporting it. So 71% of Republicans said that a Democratic candidate... 71% of Republicans said a Democratic candidate accused of sexual assault should drop out of the race. Asked the same question about a Republican candidate, that fell to 52%. Rules for thee, but not for me.
When it's a Democrat, it's bad because they're evil. But when it's a Republican, that's means to an end. You don't understand. He needed to do it to open up the Strait of Hormuz.
Yeah, when Bill Clinton gets a blowjob in the Oval Office, that's a scandal. But if Trump were to get the same thing and be like, oh man, he's such a player.
Yep. So Doritos, why is he talking about me? I forget what that was in reference to, but yeah, no, we're talking about you and all of your myriad sexual scandals.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you made it to the end. I want to give an extra thanks to the patrons who allow me to do this full time. I want to thank Aaron Rail, Astral, Britzkrieg, Jemshin, Poundini, Red Joker, Victoria, Jonas, Craig, Tarika, Fireshard, Smiling GM, John, Dren Hadamada, Creeper, Sagitta, you know I'm not saying that last part, Sylvie Snow, Valis of Seraph, Ottoman Angel, Rooster Rachel, and Fire Panda, who are all my $20 and up patrons.